In today's video, I am taking collage paper in just a few colors, black, brown, maybe a little bit of beige, and actually some other darker colors mixed in. But the idea was I was gonna tear them into strips and make a collage, just working with pattern and color, not a lot of color, but light and dark color and different patterns, large patterns, small patterns. And it was a great experiment for me because I realized it got busy. I didn't like it. I wanted to go over it. I wanted to cover it. But I think I wouldn't, I mean, I know I don't like a super busy for myself. And I do know I like I'm drawn to certain colors. But it's a good experiment. So I would suggest pick a couple, 2 or 3 of your favorite colors that you have. I know you have a lot of collage paper, and then rip them into strips and put them in on a piece of paper or art journal or whatever you want to work on, and just see what comes up and see what you, for me, I had seen this done and in a book I was reading, and I thought, oh, I'll give that a try. And then I think you learn something every time you try one of these things. So I figured out, as much as I like seeing other people's work that is very vertical, I need vertical and horizontal, and I started doing a little bit of that, not a lot. And then I wanted just to rip the pages. I wanted it to be very organic, but then I found myself wishing I had a pair of scissors. So these are all really good. This is very good information to know as you're moving forward, like and I'm not one who likes straight lines by any stretch of the imagination. It was just like I wanted to make it look different. And I think that was a really helpful exercise for myself in just reaffirming I don't like super busy. I do like very muted colors. I don't like a lot of pattern. And if I do, it has to be specific to, I don't know, the feel that I'm going for. So I definitely would give this a try. It's not like it's a finished art piece at the end or anything like that. It's more an experiment in figuring out something more about yourself and where you want to go in your art, and the things you like and you don't like. And I think really responding to those things is important, because I feel like, yeah, we can paint, or whatever, collage, make art, but sometimes without knowing ourselves a little bit better. So anyway, without being super insightful, that's not really, wasn't the goal of this. It was more like just to kind of see where it would go. And I thought it would be easier than it was. So I'll be curious if you try what you think. And yeah, I feel like these different practices that we do can lead to us down a path. It's like, oh, I want to do that again, maybe with some different papers, was my thought. Or maybe even just with paint, I don't know. So, or paint and papers, maybe there's that too. So, all right, let's just get on to the video without any further chit chat. I'm pulled together all the things I'm gonna use to do this stripe project. And so it's basically black, kind of gray, brown, darker colors. I just went through all my painted collage papers. And so I have ones on book paper, I have larger ones on music paper, and then I also have some deli paper, and I'm just gonna work in my art journal. And I've decided, initially I was gonna use matte medium, but I decided to simplify it because of drying time. I'm just gonna use the Yes paste and a palette knife. And I'm gonna try not to use scissors. I really just wanna tear and see what happens and put them down. And I'm gonna try not to overthink it too much, other than I wanna be a little bit mindful of, well, I started tearing a few, like lighter color with a darker color. And then obviously the shorter pieces, I'm gonna have to add a piece on top. But I think I wanna work quickly. I want this to be I don't know if an experiment's the right word, but I just want it to be something that gets me going and gets me thinking about lights and darks and differences and things when I'm using a very muted palette. So for this, I'm not gonna do a lot of talking, because I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, and it's just gonna be about making choices. So you can watch that part of the process where I'm making choices, but I will fast forward mostly through this, and then just meet you at the end.
I know better than to call back. I missed your call, I thought finally think I'm fine with that. I know it hurts when love bites back, but it's your fault. I wish you'd just accept that. I got a better place to be, where the only focus is me. The away list got me feeling like I'm flying. I've been holding on to these dreams, I'm ready to take the leap, 'cause I've been holding that in your stars.
Okay, I think I could continue on with this for quite some time. I think what happened was I got really caught up in it felt too busy for me. And there were too many competing patterns. And even though I wanted to get the lights and darks in, it wasn't cohesive for me. And so I started layering over the top. But I think this is a good exercise in one, kind of figuring out what you like and how you like to put things together, whether it's what marks you like, what colors you like, how much of those patterns do you like? Some people, this would be very tame. For other people, it's like crazy. So the next thing I was like, oh, I just need to get out my paints and kind of go over it. But that wasn't the purpose of this exercise, at least for myself. It was like, I want to kind of continue to discover what I like and what I don't like. And for me, what I really learned from this is I can only, only a certain amount of pattern can I have next to each other. And I can see someone else's art that is very, I don't know if I want to almost call it boisterous. It has so much pattern and excitement in it. And that is just something that I can't do it myself, but I can admire it in others. Even this is a little busy for me, but it was a good example of how to get started and how to kind of discover what I like and what I don't like. And again, I could keep going and going until I feel like I got it where I wanted it to be. But for the sake of this, I really just wanted to work in strips. I wanted to get out my scissors and cut off some of these edges. But I feel like every time I do something like this, I can get a little closer to where I want to be by just continuing to explore the patterns and shapes that I like, and the color palette, which again, this is one of my favorite color palettes, which is just very muted. And so anyway, I hope that you get out your collage papers and do a similar experiment. Pick a couple colors and put it down and just see if you can create something that is true to yourself and something that you go, oh yeah, I love that. And it doesn't have to be in strips. I mean, I started in strips and then I started going sideways, and so obviously vertical lines maybe aren't for me either. I mean, I like some vertical lines. This was just a bit much maybe. So yeah, I think it's all about discovery and figuring out what you like and don't like. And so anyway, thanks so much for watching. And I hope this spurs you on to find, to use your collage papers and to explore patterns and shapes and things like that. So anyway, until next time, thanks so much for watching. And I will again see you next time.